young guys, even if you didn't have it, and like I was saying, it's not our responsibility to teach you because we can't teach men how to be men. We cannot teach boys how to be men. We can't. I have a son, and I know that I can't teach him. I can teach him how to be a gentleman, but I can't teach him how to be a man. And we need you to take the initiative, as April said, to want to be. I didn't have the strongest example of motherhood, but I know how to pick and pull from what works and what I feel is right, and what I feel like whatever my teachings are, my upbringing, that's proper. I didn't have it, so that's no excuse for me. That doesn't mean that I can come out and just disrespect you because I didn't have it.
Correct.
But you know what I did though? I paid attention to everything that like my uncles and my stepdad did, and I said I don't want to be like them. That's what worked for me. I didn't necessarily. I had probably one positive male role model. You know, that's my uncle. He died when I was in middle school. You know what I'm saying? When I was right at that molding point. You know, but that's what worked for me. I said, you know what? Look at this mess. They got kids all over the place. You know, they're, screwing everything, walking. They doing this and they're doing that. I said, I don't want to be like them. So
fortunately, you had Cosby and The Rock and all these other great TV shows too of man images and good times and of men who you can emulate.
No way. We're not gonna. Don't remind me.
Everybody be like Stevie J.
Not Stevie. Not Stevie.
He learns everything about how not to be a man.
That's and hip-hop. If you want to know how not to be a man, then look at Love and Hip Hop.
But you know what? The one thing I do want to talk about is how you were saying that as women we will elevate our voice and we will do these things to be heard. And for the first time ever, the guy that I'm dating now brought it to my attention. And he looked at me. He said, "Why are you getting excited?" And I said, "But I'm not. I'm just telling you." No, and that's it. Like, his favorite thing is calm down. And I'm thinking, I am calm. But I need you to hear me. He's like, "I hear you. I'm sitting right here. I don't need you to raise your voice at me because I feel like then you're being combative." And I'm like, "But I'm not being combative. I just want you to hear me."
Right.
He's like,
right.
"I hear
because
you."
we don't realize.
But that's your natural.
Right. Because that's we don't realize.
When I have somebody though that I know hears me and I don't need to do those things,
you can talk.
Then I can calm myself down.
Right.
And I think that's the important thing about what you were saying is that we need those men who know how to lead and know how to be a man without having to be told to be a man or try to be a man because it's in them. They're men. Like you said, a man is a man without having to try. Like, that's just what they are.
You know what?
We don't need to, whatever.
You know what? When my fiance...
Now you think
when my fiance call herself...
He's like, I'm ready to know. You been quiet. You don't want to talk now.
When she call herself, she gonna raise her voice to snap. I'll be like, where Kaden at? Because I know you got to be talking to a 5-year-old. And
she felt like that at the moment, though.
Ooh!
I'm just saying. No, I'm just playing.
Yes.
Well, real quick, let me give listeners the number to call in, 314-388-9622, 314-388-9622 if you want to call in and join the conversation. And we are having a conversation between a black woman and a black man. We have some guests in the studio today. We're having a panel discussion, and we're talking about various different topics and also solutions. So call us to join in if you want to get in on this conversation.
That's my cue.
Oh, yeah. Hey.
Now, I just want to say, man, I mean, I understand that, like, for some reason, females feel like they need to yell to get their point across. They get all excited. I don't know about the rest of y'all, man, but I stopped listening. When you start yelling at me, that's the end of the conversation right there. That's the end of the conversation for me right there. I'm going to get back to playing 2K or Madden, whatever I'm doing, man. I'm not even listening to you no more. I'm going to wait until you calm back down because the more you raise your voice, the more it's going to frustrate me. Yeah. So if you frustrated and I'm frustrated, there ain't no point in conversing at that point. You know what I'm saying? Because
So I have a question. Now this brings me back to what Lakeitha said about her grandfather about saying a man is a man. So when I think about me, even my father, even though he would, I mean, I feel let me be honest, he was a terrible husband. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it, but he was a great father. I feel like a man should never. This is my personal feeling. I feel like a man should not get too so frustrated with a woman. You know what I'm saying? To that point, to the point where he has to put his hands on her, or he has to yell, or he has to buff up and, show I am a man. You know what I'm saying? I am a man to that woman. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that if a woman is yelling or expressing her frustration, that's exactly what you should take it as, and you should be that, you know what I'm saying, that man and that comment. For me, I feel
mad 'cause she mad.
right. That's how I feel. Like, I feel like it's tit for tat sometimes. It's like, if I'm mad, let me be mad. Like, you know what I'm saying? You should be if you're in a relationship with one, you should be her calming point. You know what I'm saying? You should be her solace. And I tell my husband that all the time. He can tell you, like, I feel like that if I'm mad, you should be that calming point for me. And because you are a man, you know what I'm saying? And not only that, you're my partner. So if I feeling off balance, you should be the one that should help balance me, and vice versa. The same way, if you feeling off balance, I should be the one to balance you. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be, and I feel like that if he gets mad or something like that, I'm not going, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? You getting mad. I want to know, you know what I'm saying, what's going on. Let me talk to you. If you have to yell, get it out. I mean, we don't let people express their frustrations, and we don't sit to understand why they're frustrated. And then when you get to that, you doing that, going to play the game is not going to do nothing but take her up 10 more notches. And you don't care, right? It's gonna be like you don't care, and it's right. Then it's like, did y'all see? Look, I saw this video. Right, I saw this video where she had his game sitting in the dishwasher.
Never that.
Then he gonna throw all her makeup in the toilet. I was like, oh no, like we would have been. Oh no. Right, that was just. I was like, they was playing. So I just feel like that we're not learning how to. We don't know balance, number one. When you look at the principles of Maya, balance. When you think about balance in the home, mother and father, that's not a balance for us as a people. So then when we get in these relationships, we have no idea how to be a balance for each other. And I think that's important. I feel like, if your mate is, and it just goes to how to have a healthy relationship, because if you're always going to get uptight and upset when your mate gets uptight and upset, it's going to be a bull, bulls going at it, and it's not going to be any resolution. How can that possibly bring resolution? You know what I'm saying? You have to be understanding in times like that, because you're not going to do anything but fail. If you feel like you're just going to come you can't fight fire with fire. That's the saying. You cannot fight fire with fire. So I feel like we have to get back to, and both of us do it, you know what I'm saying? Men and women do it. I feel like men and women do it. We get so uptight, when people show, the emotions that we just don't want to deal with. When people show anger, frustration, even jealousy, that's natural. Those are natural emotions that people are going to feel. Like Lakeitha said, we're not going to get away from our natural instincts. That's never going to change. So we have to learn how to
coexist.
Yes.
And we have to learn how to let each other be.
Yeah.
Men need to be men and women need to be women. Men got to recognize we are emotional. And that doesn't mean that like our entire personality of who we are as women is different from men. Our makeup is different.
Yes.
Just like a man's makeup is different. Our perspectives are different. That doesn't mean that we don't try to understand one another. That's my thing, that I just can't even understand how.
We have a caller. I do my little caller dance.
I saw it.
Hey, you're on with Get Connected with AJ.
Hey, AJ, this is Tabasha.
Hey, how you doing?
So I'm calling on the communication thing. I agree with the last call, or the last person speaking. If we can realize that men and women communicate totally different, and understand our tone being excited is different than their tone being excited. Our tone being excited is just us trying to get our point across. When men get excited, they're on the combative side of things. I think that's one of the things that we sometimes misunderstand. But I love the show that y'all talking about today.
Thank
Thank
you for calling in.
Thank you.
All right. So she said that she feels that when men become excited, it's more combative, and when women become excited, that's pretty like what you were saying. How we're different.
We're expressed.
Yeah,
we're
expressive.
expressive.
Can I drop a solution? I think I gotta get up out of here pretty
Okay.
soon. This is Kevin again. As far as solutions go with that, what helped me, because I'm emotional. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I was raised in a household that when the volume gets a certain level, it's about to go down. So if you get loud with me and you too close to me, then like my fight or flight starts kicking in. You know what I'm saying? But what helped me getting older and going through ups and downs in my personal life, and then seeing that I had ups and downs in relationships, is just taking responsibility for my own actions, like 100%. I don't care if you get loud at me. I don't care I don't care what you do. I'm 100% responsible for my own actions. Excuse me. And then what that ends up turning into is me holding the woman in my life, or the men that are surrounding me, you know what I'm saying, accountable for their actions as well. And then you stop dealing with too much stuff. You know what I'm saying? All it takes for you to show me that you can't get excited without doing something crazy. And I know my freedom's too important to me to be dealing with you, period. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell you flat out, like, I'm not trying to go to jail behind like you being all in your feelings, or you being all wild or out of control or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because I know me. So I feel like once we start holding ourselves responsible 100%, and, you know, like you were saying a long time ago, and I've been trying to bite my tongue too. If women are followers, you know what I'm saying, it stings to hear like, oh, we're not respecting y'all, so you're not respecting us. But, you know, you take that, and that criticism, that constructive criticism, gives you the power to be like, you know what, I'm about to change this 100%. We're about to be responsible for our own actions, you know what I'm saying, from here on out. And in that sense, like, we're mankind, like you were saying, like humanity's restored. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna allow anybody to take my humanity from me. You know what I'm saying? No matter what you do, I'm gonna continue to be a man on every level. Like, I'm gonna be a human being no matter what. Like, if I go beast mode, that's whatever. That men do that too. You know what I'm saying? So like, I think that's how you kind of show people. You don't have to be a man to teach a man. You could just let them know, like, hey, you know, that's not a good look. And men and women are kind of on the same page when we have to take responsibility. Like, the law don't care if you're a man or a woman. They got rules and they got jails for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what helps.
But I think that I can tell you it's not a good look, but that doesn't mean I can show you what it should look like. You know what I mean? So like, as a woman, yeah, I can tell you, no, you shouldn't do that. That's not a good look. But then if you ask me, well, how do I do it? I can't tell you that. I can tell you as a woman what I may want you to do, but I can't tell you how to be a man.
Right.
Even so, it's going to be from
my perspective,
right, a
as a
female
woman.
perspective.
Okay, so what I say to that is, and y'all can tell me if I'm wrong, I don't think it's wise for anybody to tell anybody else how to do anything. You know what I'm saying? You can say, hey, this is how I did it, and this is the results that I got, or these are some mistakes that I ran into living my life a certain type of way. But if you want to change, I think it's just general information to tell somebody, if you want to change, you have to make a change. You can't keep doing the same stuff. Like, that's not a good look. If you wanted to change, then try something different. You know what I'm saying? You have to find out for yourself, ultimately.
If you want to change, you take the steps to effectuate that change on your own. You know, we don't need to be handheld, you know, across every, you know, threshold in life, you know.
All right. Yeah, so this conversation is going great. It is getting we gonna get into some other things when we come back. We're gonna take a little music break real quick. And like I told you all, we have some artists that have been sending their music, so we definitely want to get them some play. And we have some other songs that go along with what we represent on our station. So here goes some songs for y'all, and stay tuned in. We'll be back in just a few.